Hi, I'm Jasbinder Bilan and I'm the author of Asha and the Spirit Bird. And for all of you guys at home, maybe you're getting a little bored, and I'm going to, over the next few days, I'm going to show you some creative writing tips and share how I build my story. So the very first thing that I do, and what's really important in my writing, is the setting, and it's almost like it's a character. So if you want to follow along with me, get yourself a piece of A4 paper and a lovely pen, and we'll get started. So the setting, so in the middle of your page you're going to write setting. And in Asha, my setting was the Himalaya. And so when I started to think about my story, I began to think about the Himalayas and what it was kind of like there. And for your story, it's your story, so it's entirely up to you what your setting's going to be. Where do you want your story to be set? It could be a magical setting. It could be, if you live in the city, it could be an urban setting, a setting around high-rise flats maybe, or maybe a park, a local park. It's really up to you. So spend a little bit of time thinking about your setting, and when you've decided what it's going to be, put that in the middle of your page. And now for all these things, you can do some writing and you can also do some drawing. So the very first thing I think about is, when you're in your setting, what do you see? You might just want to close your eyes, so this is all about your imagination, and really take yourself to your setting and think about what you see. So for me, in the Himalaya, I would think about huge mountains in the background, snow-covered mountains, crops of crops in the fields, because Asha lives on a farm. Also, there's the source of the Ganges that I might see. I might see the mango tree. So these are all things that are in my setting for Asha and the Spirit Bird. So just really take your time and kind of build up what you see in your setting. Now the next thing is, in your setting, what do you hear? Again, it's all to do with your imagination, so you might want to close your eyes and think about yourself in your setting and let your imagination go wild. So I would hear the soft breeze, I would hear maybe waterfalls, I would maybe hear the padding steps of a snow leopard, voices in the distance. And if I listen really, really carefully, I can hear the circling birds of prey high up in the mountains. So we've done what you can see, you've just done what you can hear, and the next thing is going to be smell. What can you smell in your setting? And here we go. So in Asha and the Spirit Bird, I would be smelling things like the wildflowers. I would be smelling the crops just being cut. Asha's mum cooks a lot in Asha and the Spirit Bird, so there's quite a lot of food. So one of the things that I would smell would definitely be Asha's mum's cooking as it wafts across from the kitchen into the garden. So what are you smelling in your setting? And the fourth thing that you're going to think about is feel. If you put your hand around your setting, what things are there and what do they feel like? So I would feel the smooth bark of the mango tree. I would smell the jagged rocks that Asha climbs over. I would maybe feel the ice cold snow. And maybe if I took a handful, I would like put it to my mouth and taste it, and it would be icy and kind of refreshing, and maybe numb my mouth. So think about all of those feelings that are in your setting. Okay, so take your time. You can spend quite a lot of time doing this. As I say, you can draw pictures, you can do some writing, and just keep adding to it. The more you put into the setting, the more vivid your story is going to be. And next time we'll talk about who is in the setting.